And we say good morning to broadcasting live. We're at Food City in Churchill, Tennessee on this Food City Friday. We are ready to tell you, we're very pleased to tell you, tickled to tell you, honored to tell you, humbled to tell you that this is show number 700 here for us. And we got this thing cranked up a couple of years ago and stepped out in faith and said we're going to try a show that's sports show that's Facebook and internet driven, or Facebook and internet driven. TomTaylorSports.com on the Facebook page, the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And so we gave it a whirl, and here we are again, 700 shows later. We're here live again, Food City in Churchill. Very proud of that, very honored. Of course, this is the Lord's show. We always dedicate the show to the man who hung on the cross. It's his show. And so we'll start it as we always do. Today, the verse of the day is Isaiah 12:2 says, I am your salvation. Trust in me and do not be afraid. I am your strength and your song. How about that? I am your salvation. Trust in me and do not be afraid. I am your strength and your song. And that's the verse of the day to get it all started, Isaiah 12:2. So I won't go on about it much. Only to say that, for a simple old country boy in West Virginia or from West Virginia to be able to do something now for 700 times, there's been lots of peaks, lots of valleys. It's always interesting when you're dealing with technology how things can go squirrely and really out of your control. So you have to maintain a great degree of patience. And, of course, you have to have people around you that can do it and do it right. That would be our good friend Jeremiah Clark at Appalachian Digital. I can't tell you how many times I've had to call him in these 700 shows and say help. And also Horace back in the beginning was right there with me, and Cody Helton. And there's been a lot of guys that have been a part of this up to this point. The most recent and most current, obviously, again, is Jeremiah Clark, again, from AppalachianDigital.com. So we appreciate him very much. We are live at Food City in Churchill on this Food City Friday, show number 700. We gave you the verse of the day, and so we got guests lined up and ready to go from the Kingsport Speedway. Scheduled to be with us is Beth Clendenin. Also, they've got practice tomorrow, by the way. We'll tell you more about that a little bit later in the show. They got an open practice for everybody. It's going to be cool, but it's going to be sunny tomorrow, again, at the Kingsport Speedway, a.k.a. the Concrete Jungle. And so we'll talk to Beth about racing coming up there. 3 weeks from tomorrow will be opening day. They'll drop the green flag for the 2018 season, again, at the Kingsport Speedway. Beth will be along to talk about what she does and does very, very well there at the track every week, right down from Sullivan North High School up in Kingsport on John B. Dennis Highway. Josh Lawson from the Kingsport Mets. Yep, Appalachian League baseball season, not that far away, opening in June, and Josh will stop by later in the show, talk with us what's going on there and how you can get involved in several different fronts with Kingsport Met baseball here in Kingsport, the Model City, for 2018 in the Appalachian League. Mike Hedrick, NASCAR Fans reporter, top of the hour report as always about what's going on in the triple header this weekend. You've got the trucks tonight and the Xfinity Series tomorrow, and of course the Cup drivers, the Pennzoil 400 coming up on Sunday. And so we'll talk to Mike about what's going on with NASCAR racing with a triple header this weekend coming up again, as we said, at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And then we'll check in with our buddy Dave Martin from WLW Radio in Cincinnati, see what's going on with him, and get the very latest on our buddy Dave and what's going on with the Reds and also with the Cavaliers. And of course, he's an Ohio State Buckeye fan. And, of course, Jim Harbaugh, the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, has kind of poked the bear again, the Buckeye Bear, if you will. And we'll see what that's all about as well. So all that coming up as we're live here again in Churchill, show number 700 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, I don't know. I feel kind of mixed reactions. How much do I go on about it? But I'm very proud of it. Not many people can say they made it to the 700th show of anything. So I'm very proud of it. But then on the flip side, I'm humbled by it as well, and I don't want to beat the drum too much. So I'm happy, but I guess I'll just be happy with myself, and as we get on into the show. Of course, our goal would be, I guess my goal is 1,000 shows. So we take them one at a time, and again, dedicated to the Lord every day of the show. And again, Isaiah 12:2 today, I am your salvation. Trust in me and do not be afraid. I am your strength and your song. And of course, as we do this show, about 3 or 4 hours away in Charlotte, North Carolina, they're laying to rest the America's evangelist, America's prophet, America's pastor. The Dr. Billy Graham funeral is today. President Trump's going to be there, among others. So very, very special time. And, of course, we would tell you that coming up on April the 27th, 28th, and 29th at Freedom Mall in Johnson City will be Will Graham's celebration, the grandson of Dr. Billy Graham. So I would think by virtue of what's happened and the fact he's Dr. Graham's grandson, we've had him on the show, of course. We'll have him on again. I would think it'll really heighten the awareness and the curiosity seekers to come to the show, or not to the show, come to the celebration April the 27th, 28th, and 29th. And maybe he'll be on the show. Get him back on the show again before he comes to preach next month. Again, Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, we're live here at Food City in Churchill. It's the one-day sale, and let's tell you what's going on with it, because here it is. Here's the one-day sale, the Stock Your Shelves and Save sale. And that's what's going on here today. And it's till the close of the store tonight. New York Strip, $4.99 a pound. Pepsi products, 24-pack, 12-ounce cans, $4.99. Russet potatoes, $4.99 for a 15-pound bag of russet potatoes for $5. You can't beat that. 15-pound bag. I know they've had 10-pound bags for $5. Here's a 15-pound bag for $4.99. Stouffer's or lean cuisine entrees for $1.49 today at all Food Cities. Hot Pockets, lemonade, 8 for $10. Also today, Powerade, again, 69-cent bottles for the 69 cents for 32-ounce bottles, rather, of Powerade. Also, Viva paper towels or Cottonelle flushable moist wipes or bath tissue, $4.99 today at your local Food City. And also, you have on the backside today more Chunk Light tuna, Starkist in water or oil Chunk Light tuna, 5-ounce can for 69 cents. Oscar Mayer wieners for $1.29. Food Club instant oatmeal, 99 cents today. Also, Food Club cereal. Food Club cereal, 18-ounce boxes for 99 cents all day at all Food Cities today. Food Club coffee, got them for $3.99. Bird's Eye steam fresh vegetables. I didn't know that Bird's Eye was even still around. That's back when I was a kid. Bird's Eye steam fresh vegetables, 99 cents. Hormel deli meats, 2 for $3 today at all Food Cities. And Mrs. Freshly's snack cakes for 79 cents all day today, again, at all Food Cities. We're at Food City in Churchill on this Food City Friday. We'll take our first break, come right back. We got a lot to talk about. We'll take our basketball segment coming up next. Also, Jason Norton, store manager, is going to join us, but we will, again, take a look at our first. Hello, how are you? Just fine, just fine. You guys have a great day. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back, and we will jump in here and talk a little hoops. College basketball tournament time. Lady Bucks win yesterday, back on the court today in Asheville, North Carolina at the U.S. Cellular Center. So all that coming up right after you hear this on show number 700 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here, the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and done. We're your one-and-done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one-and-done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
We're back at the Tom Taylor Sports Show, show number 700. Again, thanks to Bill Patrick watching the show. Thank you, Randy Johnson. Says congrats, Tom. So thank you again. And I'm kind of goofy. I don't know how much I'm supposed to talk about it. You know, Daddy said don't brag. So I don't know what to do other than to say thank you. I think the more I talk about it, the more I feel like I'm bragging. I'm not, but I am very proud that I've made it and continue to grow. We're picking up some new sponsors here over the next couple of weeks, and so we're up to 700 shows, and we're going to keep on keeping on with it. So anyway, thanks again, Randy. Appreciate that very much. And yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm kind of goofy, but anyway, let's get into it. Men's top 25 college basketball from last night. Big Ten tournament. Michigan had to go to overtime to hold off a 14-19 Iowa team, 77-71. The final. Wolverines again go to 25-7 on the season. It was an overtime win for the Wolverines. 11th ranked Wichita State in overtime had to beat Central Florida in Florida 75-71. Top ranked Virginia, the Cavaliers, going to Louisville, a buzzer beater to hang on to win. They beat Louisville 67-66. Cavaliers now 27-2 on the season. You have Middle Tennessee State, the Blue Raiders, 18-point win at home over Western Kentucky, 82-64. They're about to take a butt whooping because tomorrow night, heading into Murfreesboro, Tennessee, is the green and white of Marshall University. We are Marshall. My alma mater is going to go in there and put a whipping on Middle Tennessee State. Coming up tomorrow night. 10th ranked Cincinnati with a 19-point win at Tulane last night. And Arizona, Sean Miller's back. He defied the NCAA, the wiretapping and everything. Said, I didn't do it. Arizona stood behind him. The president said, we're going to stand behind our guy. And so Sean Miller back out there last night coaching a 75-67 win over Stanford. 19th ranked Arizona wins last night. Top 25 college basketball today at 12 o'clock. We'll keep you posted in the Big Ten tournament at Madison Square Garden. 9th ranked Wisconsin against Michigan State. We'll have that one for you. The score starts at 12 o'clock here in just a little while. Also, later on today, 5th ranked Michigan will play at Nebraska in the Big Ten tournament at Madison Square Garden. And also, 7th ranked Penn State takes on the number 2 seed later on this afternoon, Ohio State. 17th ranked Rhode Island will take on the Davidson Wildcats. And that is what you've got going on for today in top 25 college basketball. Again for tomorrow, Xavier, 3rd ranked Xavier DePaul. Horton's team, the 20th ranked West Virginia Mountaineers, will be in Austin, Texas to wrap up the Big 12 season, taking on the Texas Longhorns at 12 o'clock tomorrow on ESPN. Horton, huge West Virginia fan. We're about to get him on the screen here and talk to him. 23rd ranked Kentucky plays at Florida tomorrow. It's a trap game for the Wildcats. Are 21-9. The Gators at 19-11. 18th ranked Clemson tomorrow at Syracuse. 14th ranked Auburn hosting South Carolina tomorrow. You have Notre Dame at top ranked Virginia tomorrow in Charlottesville at 4 o'clock. Other games, 6th ranked Kansas will go to Oklahoma State. We'll see what Horton's a big basketball guy. I'm going to ask him his top 3 college basketball teams right now. Who's these top three as we head into March Madness right around the corner, obviously. 6th-ranked Kansas at Oklahoma State. 12th-ranked Texas Tech hosting TCU. Red Raiders tomorrow, 22-8. TCU at 21-9. 4th-ranked Villanova hosting Georgetown. Tennessee, the Volunteers, with a 6 o'clock tip-off tomorrow night against the Georgia Bulldogs at Thompson Bowling Arena. Tennessee with a chance to win the Southeastern Conference Championship if the Stars line up right. This is a team, Horton, who was supposed to be middle of the pack. Tennessee men's basketball, man, they're playing some great hoops. And so they will host Georgia tomorrow night. 19th-ranked Arizona hosting Cal. Marshall, as we said, Thundering Herd going to put a butt whooping on Middle Tennessee State tomorrow night at 7 o'clock in Murfreesboro. Of course, the game in college basketball, 9th-ranked North Carolina at 5th-ranked Duke tomorrow night, 8:15 on ESPN. And 21st-ranked Nevada at San Diego State. That's your men's top 25 college basketball coming up for tomorrow and tonight as well. We'll take a look at high school basketball. What a barn burner. Science Hill Dobbins minute. And also we'll take a look at the AA and single A, then Virginia basketball tonight. So we'll take a look at all the local basketball coming up here in just a few minutes. Hello to Betty Perry. Hello, Betty, over in Elizabeth and watching the show. Hello to Randy Johnson. Hello to Bill Patrick. May I get my man on the screen here? Let's get it. Where is, let's see, what is his magic number? He is LS4 on my code. So, boom, there it is. Now I can get the camera where I can get the big boy on. I say big boy. He is 7 foot. Here it is. Let's get him right here. And there he is. There's the man. Look up there. The man, the myth, the legend, Jason Horton.
That's right.
Are you really 7 foot tall?
I'm 7'4". Last time I checked. These concrete floors might shrink you a little bit over the years, so maybe I'm 7'3" now. So.
Oh, I love coming out and hanging out with this guy. So, where'd you play ball at?
Twin Springs, Nicholsville, Virginia, and then at UNC Asheville, over in the Big South Conference, Asheville, North Carolina. Hey, they won their regular season too. So, and their coach is my ex-roommate. So,
really,
I hope they make a run. Maybe they can get hot at the right time.
Coach is
Nick McDevitt.
Nick McDevitt. Used to be your roomie.
Yeah, many years ago.
What was the biggest game? No kidding, this guy's 7'4". The biggest game you ever had point-wise, high school or college? What was the night you'll never forget?
I had 10 on the road against Clemson, and Clemson was ranked 8th in the nation, and we actually won that game. So there you go.
There?
Yeah.
That Little
Clemson.
John Coliseum?
Had a guy named Harold Jamison. I don't know if you remember him.
Yes, you had 10 against Clemson on the road in a win.
Yeah, and I fouled Jamison, and there's a picture that came in the Charlotte Observer the next morning, and I'm like palming his head, like pulling his. It was not very flattering.
We're talking to Jason Horton. As you can see, the Food City store manager. We're here in Churchill. Love coming down here. So, again, we got this big sale going on. It is Stock Your Shelves and Save one-day sale going on at all Food Cities. And so let's jump in here and go. Tell me some of the specials you got.
Well, anytime we have one of these sales, a drive-in event for the sale would be a name brand drink product. And we have the Pepsi Cubes on sale today for $4.99. Now, there is a limit of 2 on those. If you want to do multiple transactions, you're more than welcome to. And then we have New York strips back in the meat department. These are the Select brand for $4.99 a pound. So a great deal on some steaks. And you know what? It's been almost steak weather. You know, it's kind of turned off a little cold here lately, but you know, having some 80-degree days in February, that was pretty sweet, especially for somebody who likes to be outside like I do.
Yeah. You're a big hiker, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I hiked over 1,000 miles last year. And this year I've kind of backed off of it a little bit. We've had a lot going on at the store, and you know, I wanted to see if I could do it. I did it, and so
1,000 miles.
Yeah, 1,000 miles.
Hey, how you doing? You're Janice Archer. I knew exactly who you were. You doing good? Good. Oh, just living the dream. Yeah. Well, good seeing you, ma'am. Thanks for shopping Food City.
Oh yeah.
Remember Janice back in the day? She helped run the Kingsport Mets back in the day.
Yeah, she helps with Volunteers baseball team right now. Her grandson's on the team, and she comes in, and we do a lot of things with the baseball team and the school football team. So I've got to be well acquainted with Janice over the years. Starkist tuna's on sale as well for 69 cents a can. You can get a limit of 6 of those. Food Club oatmeal, 99 cents. That oatmeal sells good here all the time. Being 99 cents is a great buy. Some vendor items, Townhouse crackers and Nature's Own bread, $1.49 each. So, and then for the sweet lovers, we got the honey buns, Miss Freshley's honey buns, the nutty bars, the donut holes, 79 cents a box. So stock up.
That's a good deal. Limit 4. So all this going on, this is at all Food Cities. And then, of course, you have the regular sell paper ad, which a lot of BOGOs, buy one, get one free. And I'll run down those, and then he's going to tell us how we get our tickets here for the race coming up. All the countdown is on. We have 44 days to the Food City 500, and we'll talk more about that in a second. But again, some buy one, get ones. You got Kay's Ice Cream, buy one, get one free this week. This is good through Tuesday. Red Baron Pizzas, buy one, get one free. Honey Bunches of Oats, buy one, get one free. Lay's Potato Chips, buy a bag, get a bag at your local Food City this week. Food Club Cheese, shredded or chunk, buy one, get one free. So these are some of the great specials. And then, of course, out of the produce department, strawberries or fresh express, Italian or American salad, buy one, get one free. All this going on at all Food Cities through Tuesday. Of course, we're here today pushing the obvious, the big one-day stock up and save, stock your shelves and save day. But we can also tell you that this is a great deal, Horton, where you can get 500 bonus points for every ticket you sell, or every ticket you buy in this case, to go to the Food City 500 or to the Xfinity Series race on April the 14th. And you can get them right here, right?
Yeah, right at our front office. We'll key in the PLU, ring you up, give you a voucher for your ticket, and then you earn those 500 bonus value points. I think there'll be people that buy a ticket just to get those bonus points.
Oh, yeah, because I figured it out. Now, make sure, see if I'm doing this right on the math. Every 150 points, you get 15 cents off on a gallon of gas. So 15 goes into 500 3 times. So I'm figuring if you buy one ticket, you get 3 gas visits. If you buy 2 tickets, you get 6 gas visits. And if you come in on Wednesdays, it's 30 cents off on the gallon.
That's correct.
How'd I do?
You did great. You did great. And what you failed to mention, though, was at the register, if you have 2 visits and you don't want to redeem them for fuel, you can redeem them for 5% off your grocery order as well. So you just have to let that cashier know, and you can, like a lot of people don't buy enough fuel to redeem all the points they earn with the groceries they buy. So a lot of times they'll let them expire or whatever, but you can always use those on the grocery order as well. So
wow, I didn't know that. I learned something new. So all this going on in Food City. Again, here's put up on the screen for you. Beth Clendenin joins us coming up here in just a couple of minutes. There we go. How about that? Buy your Bristol tickets for less at Food City. Adult tickets are $50. Kids tickets for the Food City 500 are only $10. Of course, you can already go ahead and get your Friday race in August, the Food City 300, the Xfinity Series race, or the Bass Pro Shop NRA Night Race tickets as well. They're all right here. Of course, the obvious we're pushing chronologically would be the spring race, the Food City 500. And then the Xfinity Series ticket races, race tickets I should say, are $30 for adults, and kids get in free. So again, you come in here and buy a $10 ticket to send a kid to the Food City 500 and get 3 gas visits off that ticket, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. See, I've been doing some ciphering, been studying.
Us West Virginia fans, we have to have a piece of paper and a pencil, don't we? Take our shoes off and
take
count
my
our
shoes
toes.
off, my socks off, and count. So how did you get attracted, start following? How did you end up liking West Virginia Mountaineers?
I think that it was back in 2001 they made a deep run in the tournament with Kevin Pittsnoggle and Aaron Gainsey, and just they had like an all-name team, and they made this deep run with Coach Beeline. Of course, he left and went to Michigan, and ever since then I've followed him really close. I'm a fan of Huggins. I'll have to say, I don't agree with some of his substitutions and such this year. I've had some really frustrating nights watching, especially the Kansas games. I really wanted them to take out Kansas, and they had them on the ropes both times and just let it slip away. So I hope these seniors are hungry. You know, Dexter Miles and Javon Carter, a great backcourt. If they play hungry, they can win the national championship, absolutely. Tennessee is poised for a deep run, in my opinion. I think a lot of people have slept on Tennessee, but they're playing good ball right now. They're playing team ball. They're shooting well. They're doing the fundamentals right, so they could really be set up for a nice run.
Top 3 teams right now in college basketball, in your humble opinion?
Well, I'll tell you a couple that you might not mention, but Michigan State, when it comes to tournament time, Tom Izzo's really got his guys playing well. They played well all season. They had a game against Ohio State. They lost by 20. I think that was just an anomaly. I think they've been suffering some flu. So I think Michigan State could easily win. And I'll tell you one that nobody really talks about is Xavier. Xavier every year is in the hunt. They'll get to the Elite Eight. But this is the year I think that Xavier could bust through and maybe win a national championship with Blewett on the team, being a senior, hot guard. This might be Xavier's year. That's a big sleeper. So just watch out and see if I'm right.
Keep an eye out for the Xavier Musketeers.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, we'll see. By the way, you didn't know this, I don't guess, but today is my show number 700.
Well, congratulations.
Here at the old Food City in Churchill, Jason Horton. How about that?
Wow.
So I'm making history hanging out with a 7'4" guy.
Show 700.
Show number 700.
Who do you think's going to win tonight between Gate City and
Gate
Radford?
City.
That's a big game. You know, Radford's undefeated. I don't know much about who they played, what their schedule, what their players are, but
They're 27-0. I got a story on them.
yeah, I know. I was reading that this morning.
They're a pretty successful team.
Yeah, and they won back-to-back state championships on Class A, and now they're in Class AA with Gate City. So we'll see.
Yep. Mike McClung, most points scored in the season in Virginia. He's averaging 38 points, 7 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 2 steals a game. Irvin, who's also there with him, junior Zach Irvin, averaging 23 points a game, and Dean's averaging, sophomore Bradley Dean averaging 13. So that's pretty much the big three, if you will. And so Radford, again, 27-0, and they're unblemished record, back-to-back Class 1 state championship. Bobcats moved up to Class A this season, so be a barn burner, and it's going to be at Radford. So you got another place that's going to be rocking. Home court advantage for the Bobcats.
That's right.
But you've been on teams that have gone into places you weren't supposed to win and won, right?
Well, Graham, you know, nobody thought they would win last week. They came in, out-rebounded the Devils. I think that'll be the key to the game, is if Gate City can box out, keep the Bobcats off the boards, they can control the tempo and pull it out on the road. So
there you go. You want to come back in a little while and do this again?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it again. My man, Jason Orton. We can talk basketball all day long. We'll take a quick break. We're going to go from talking to Jason Orton. We're going to talk to Beth Clendenin with Kingsport Speedway. She joins us next year on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE master technicians here. With the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Look at her right there, that smiling young lassie. Beth Clendenner from the Kingsport Speedway stopped by here. This used to be your store.
That's right.
So you're a Food City girl.
Yeah, I worked here a couple of years before I had my little one.
Yeah.
Stay at home.
And so now you're staying at home.
I am.
Staying at home,
and
mama.
working at the track.
And working at the track, of
Yep.
course. Yep. Kingsport Speedway. Of course, she's here with us. They have practice tomorrow. The practice will be from 2 till 6. It's free. It's going to be cool, obviously, but that's okay. You can still get up in the stands. It's free to watch, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And you are looking forward to the new year, right?
Oh, yeah. We're gearing up, excited.
Mm-hmm.
Excited to see all my youngins again.
Yeah.
Every year's a different adventure because they grow.
So you head up the Kids Club. Tell us about that.
Well, it's from 5:30 when the gates open until the race time, 8 o'clock. And last year, due to my pregnancy, I had some help. My cousin came and helped me, Lou, and she's going to come back this year and help me because it does get overwhelming at times. So, but we just do an activity, and then once a month we do the Power Wheels race, where we let them race their Power Wheels on the front stretch. So they always enjoy that.
Well, I guarantee it.
Oh, yeah.
So typically on a Friday night or Saturday, how many kids do you have? Average.
We used to have about 30. They're in and out. Once they get done with their thing, they always like to hang out together and socialize and everything. And most of the parents know me and know the other parents and the children, so they know that they're right there.
Well taken care of.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And it gives them a time to watch practice and qualifying and all that without worrying about, because, children don't always want to sit through that. They might watch the race, but they don't always want to sit through all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Because they don't necessarily comprehend it, and it's boring to them.
Sure.
So,
I understand. Now, what is the age group that you use?
Well, we've had them as young as 2 start, and we go up to 12. Of course, if there's anyone that wants to, I'm not going to shy them away.
No.
So they're welcome, but typically up to 12. So.
We're talking about Clendenner Kingsport Speedway, so you've got a hubby and a father-in-law involved in the racing, is that correct?
I do. They sell parts at the racetracks, and they have a shop right down the road from here. Most people know me because of them, because of RCR. And my husband's actually racing again this year. He raced last year and done very well, so we're anxious to see how he does this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get them to come on. They just won't come on. They're camera shy.
They won't come up here and be a part of this, will
No, I don't understand why.
No, I don't
They
either.
should be paying me to talk about them.
You might get a free lunch out of the deal.
Yeah, right. You
Yeah.
don't know the Clendennans that well. No, I really, really wish they'd come on and talk to you.
What's the car numbers going to be this year?
The car numbers, as far as count? Oh.
No, as far as his hubby's car.
Oh, he's going to be 27, which was his daddy's old number. So
Number 27.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
excited about that. So, but as far as car count, me and Karen's hoping we're going to have killer car count each week. We're really banking on that this year. So.
Now, you were at the mall this past Saturday.
I
Am I
was.
right in saying the place was packed? It looked like it was packed to me.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get there till later, as we discussed, because my cousin that helps me, her little girl's birthday was that day, and I helped with the party. So I got there about 7, and hubby had to work, of course. But we got down there, up there, and, yeah, it was pretty packed still then.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I really enjoy it being at that mall. I know our mall here in Kingsport is under construction, and that's understandable, but I think it draws a different crowd. There's people coming that normally had no clue about it.
I think you're exactly right. And so it's all getting ready to crank up again. 3 weeks from tomorrow will be the first race. The first 3 races are on Saturday to accommodate both the time change and obviously weather that in March you never know. And then we'll revert into a Friday night racing in April and roll right on through to October. So it's going to be another great year at the Kingsport Speedway. The website is new, kingsportspeedway.com. And so when your kids get there on Saturday or Friday, is there a particular area they need to go to get ready to go
right
to the club?
It's on A side. It's right as you come in the front gate. There's a big sign on the windows, and there's just come through the door there, and we're usually set up right in there. And that way they're out of as it's cooler, they're out of the cool, and then they're out of the heat once it gets hot during the summer, and then it gives them, we can actually hear, because you can't hear out there once they're practicing and such. But the first Saturday also we'll have sign up. Me and my cousin will be in there signing up, and that just gives me an opportunity to get some information, make sure there's no allergies or such for them, because we do, snacks and different things, and I don't want to I'm big on making sure that's not a issue. Yeah.
Sure. So
And-
you keep them for a couple of hours. What's some of the things you do at the kids club?
Just different crafts usually, or something. We try to keep it as race themed as possible. Sometimes that's harder, but like on Easter or Good Friday, we'll be racing. We'll do an Easter craft, and then closer to Father's Day, we'll do something for the fathers, and then mother. Kind of keeping with the month, the
Sure,
theme.
Sure. With the
So,
theme, with
yeah.
racing and with whatever's coming up. So
Right.
I get it. So
Yep.
good stuff. The Kids Club at Kingsport Speedway. Again, it starts on March the 24th, which obviously, if you can check the calendar, tomorrow's the 3rd. It's 3 weeks from tomorrow. Are you excited?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's great racing up there, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And the
You
car
can't
count.
beat it.
Mm-mm. No, not for a $10 ticket.
Oh no, that was my whole thing when I first started this. I went to Karen and I was like, I think if we can reach out and tell the parents, what else can you do for $20? Not counting concessions, I know. If you eat beforehand and your child is 12 and under, they are free.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot go to the movies and watch a movie
Mm-mm.
for $10.
Mm-mm.
You cannot. You just can't. And most people enjoy it. And if you love Bristol, I think you'd love this 10 times more, just because, I've been around racing my whole life with my family, but when I married into the Clendennons and everybody knows, that's what I said, they know me because of that, I really got a sense of, I got close with Karen. A race family's different than your actual family to some extent. You really get a feel of it. But if I told her, I said, if I can get kids wanting to come and they're free, I don't see a parent saying, no, let's not go when it's just $10. I'd rather take my child, mine's 7 months, but I'd rather take my child and do something like that and have them out and enjoying something than sitting at home on a Friday night in front of the TV and listening to them say they're bored.
There you go.
For $10. And like I said, the kids club's free also.
And then
So-
tell us about the tier parking. You come in there and
Oh,
grill
yeah.
out up on
Oh,
the
yeah.
tier where it's tiered up. Tell us about that.
Oh yeah, you just come in, you pay $10 for your vehicle, and then $10 for each person still. But you can bring your coolers, you can bring your lawn chairs, you can bring grills, you can bring anything you want, and camp out, as I say, not
There you
camp
go.
out, but
Hang out.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
a lot of people enjoy that because again, what can you do for that kind of money? So.
Chris Stein over in Johnson City is watching. Chris, again, we had him on the show last Saturday at the mall, which was, we had over 1,000 views watch the show, which was really cool. And so
Wow.
Chris, one of the drivers, so hello, Chris Stein. And he said hello to Bill and Rusty. See you guys tomorrow. There you go.
There you
so
go.
practice time tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
What class is your husband going to be in?
Mod Street.
Mod Street.
Yep.
Number 27 in the Mod Street.
Yeah, he drives for Paul Schul Racing, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Paul
Oh,
was there the other day with the young, he's developing a young
Hannah, with
Seal.
Hannah. Yeah,
Little
that's
Hannah.
Rusty's teammate this year, so, yeah, him and Royce and Paul, so, yeah.
Goes to Clinch High School. That's pretty cool. Got a chance to meet her.
To be honest, I don't know if I've met her yet. I'm sure
Sweet.
I have sometime down the road, but not recently.
Yeah, sweet young lady. Of course, her and gosh, she's went totally blank. The Dixon boy. There were several.
Chase Dixon.
And Dylan. The young man that's
Yep,
going to be racing.
Hodge, yep.
Dylan Hodge. So, yep. These.
I can't imagine being that old or young, and being in
15.
a car
Being in a
like
car.
that. My mama would. She's probably watching. She would agree. She would have a stroke.
Put you in the car and turn you loose.
I've told my husband for years I'd love to, but I know I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
No.
I bet you could.
No, I doubt it. I doubt it.
I get the distinct impression you're pretty spunky. So.
No.
It'll be good. So anyway, the Kids Club coming
Yep.
up again March the 23rd, 3 weeks from tomorrow. Practice tomorrow, free for everybody to watch. Of course, we won't have any Kids Club there. It'll just be on race night, but it'll be a great chance. We're going to have you back on again. So
Yep. And that's actually, I was counting it up today. I believe this is year 4 for me. I
Awesome.
believe it's year 4. I
and
believe.
it continues to grow. That's a good thing.
Yep.
That's a great alternative for the parents to go in and watch the qualifying. And you're right, it's hard to keep kids occupied for 3 or 4 hours. So while they're watching qualifying, and then once they want to go out and watch the real racing, then they get to do that.
Oh,
so.
yeah. And I wouldn't mind to do it longer. It's just a matter of I love racing, and of course I want to watch my hubby race. But
Sure.
I love it, and I want to watch all of it too. So
I get it. I understand.
We need to move it up in the tower so I can watch them right now.
Put the kids club up in the tower.
Oh, yeah.
So you can watch it and kill two birds with one stone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I appreciate you coming down here.
Well, thank you.
You're a nice lady, and again,
I appreciate it.
number 27, Rusty Clendenin.
Yep.
Father-in-law was Roger Clendenin.
Yes, my father-in-law is Roger Clendenin, and everybody knows that, unfortunately. No, I'm just kidding.
And this is our buddy from the Kids Club, Kingsport Speedway, Beth Clendenin. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Thank you. Thank
Give me
you
some
for having
taters. Oh, yeah, nice lady.
I appreciate you having me on.
Why? Your country's cornbread. I like it. You're nice.
Well, thank you.
We'll take a quick break for one of our great sponsors. Going to go out there today and eat, as a matter of fact, on the way back at Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26 at Phil's Dream Pit here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back with my buddy Phil, Phil's Dream Pit again, the quest for perfect barbecue. And tell us about, big guy, tell us about the Dream Packs at Phil's Dream Pit.
So we offer these Dream Packs that we offer them in equal numbers. So like 4, 8, 12, 20, 24. I mean, we can do them as much as 100 people or more. We've had them go out for 300 people. But the Dream Packs it comes with the pork, the sauce, the buns, and 3 sides. So you could do like beans, potato salad, and coleslaw. The price ends up costing you a little under $7 a person, which is an unbelievable value around here.
Well, obviously, spring's right around the corner. You're looking at people on the move, going to ball games and Little League games and just being on the move. So this is a great way to come in and get a Dream Pack. Or if you got an event in the backyard, a cookout, or whatever you got going on, this is a great way to feed the gang, right?
It is. And another benefit of it is sometimes people are having rehearsal dinners and they'll have volunteers from their church that will serve. So this is a very inexpensive way to hold your costs down for your rehearsal dinner or your wedding. We do offer full service catering. The price goes up a little bit to have our whole crew out there, but you could do the value packs too and have folks from church serve it and cost you under $7 a person.
Let's squeeze in too before I let him go. Meat by the pound. So again, another event coming up that you just want to come out here and buy this great meat by the pound. You do that as well.
I do. We offer the pulled chicken. We offer brisket by the pound, pork by the pound, chicken salad by the pound. The chicken salad, kind of give us a heads up if you're going to want 4 or 5 pounds of that, because we try not to make that much of it at once.
And all this on the website.
And philsdreampit.com.
Yep.
It has our catering menu. It also has our in-house menu and the value packs, and just an awesome deal.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, they're physically located right off Interstate 26, the Eastern Star exit. So Phil's Dream Pit, philsdreampit.com, the quest for perfect barbecue, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Okay, Georgia's embarrassed the fire out of me. All right, we're back live again at the Tom Taylor Sports Show, show number 700. We are here thanks to Beth Clendenin came by. Appreciate her stopping by and saying hello to us. Let's jump in and finish out our basketball. Hello, Chris Barber. Hello, Chris Stein. Hello to Betty Perry. Hello to Bill Patrick. Hello to Randy Johnson. Thank you very much. Show number 700. So let's run it down from yesterday and let you know what happened, because it was a barn burner. Again, it was Science Hill defeating Dobbins Bennett 37-35 last night to win the Region 1 AAA boys basketball tournament at Crockett. Full house, of course. Science Hill 24-8 will host Knox Powell in the sectional coming up on Monday. Dobbins Bennett travels to go to Knox Bearden, and they are 36-1, so an uphill test for sure for DB. And of course, Powell comes to Science Hill, also a very good basketball team. They're all good at this time of year, so that's what's coming up on the AAA on Monday. So Science Hill does a slowdown tactic and comes out in a 1-3-1 defense, 1-3-1 zone, and which was totally unlike Science Hill, and it looked like it kind of confused Dobbins Bennett. And so they win it, as we said, 37-35, the Hilltoppers at Crockett High School last night. In AA basketball, it was all Granger. 71-55 the final over Unicoi County. Dalton Kahn, 20 points, 8 rebounds in the first 12 minutes of the game. He had 20 points in the first 12 minutes, kind of set the table. And after that, Granger moves on to win it 71-55 at Chucky Doak Gym. Third straight year Granger's beaten Unicoi County in the region tournament. Granger improving to 24-8, earned home court advantage for Monday's sectional round against Alcoa. And so Unicoi County at 22-12 will travel to take on Fulton on Monday at 7 o'clock. Winner moves on, of course, to the state tournament a week after next in Murfreesboro. That's in the single A, or rather in the double A. Then in the single A, it was tournament most valuable player Andy Stevens, 8 of his 19 points in the fourth quarter from North Green as they defeat Sullivan North 48-44 Cobb County. And so beat them for the fourth time this season, the third in the last 17 days. And so the Golden Raiders will now travel to Oakdale for this sectional contest, 7 o'clock on Monday night. And again, it'll be North Green home again with their big win. Matt Burke had 15 points in the loss for the Golden Raiders. Blake Spradlin added 14, and Justin Cross had 10 for Sullivan North in a losing cause. But again, Andy Stevens of North Green will host Coalfield in its first home sectional game since 1993, which is pretty cool to see some of these teams again getting a chance to host that haven't done that for a while. And so Sullivan North been in a sectional for the first time in a long time. So let's run down for you what's going on. Girls tomorrow night, AAA, Oak Ridge will be in Gray, take on the Daniel Boone Lady Trailblazers at 7 o'clock. Those winners will move on to the state basketball tournament. The other AAA bracket is Jefferson County at Knox Bearden. In AA tomorrow night, Greenville's Lady Green Devils hosting Alcoa. Chucky Doak will travel to Gatlinburg Pittman. Winners will go on to the state tournament next week in Murfreesboro. And then the other single A, Tellico Plains at Unaka. And the Lady Rangers tomorrow night hosting Tellico Plains. And Cloudland goes to Wartburg tomorrow night and a 7 o'clock tip-off. Then on Monday for the AAA, as we said, Science Hill hosting Knox Powell in Johnson City. Dobbins Minnow travels to Bearden. In AA, Unicoi County will be at Fulton. Alcoa will be at Granger. And then in single A, Coalfield will be at North Green, and Sullivan North travels to Oakdale. And that's what's going on again, as we said, for the boys and girls substates now. You're down to a one game. The winner moves on, the loser will go home. So obviously big games coming up tomorrow night for the ladies and on Monday for the gentlemen. We're live here again at Food City in Churchill, show number 700 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Hello, Chad Fletcher. Appreciate you watching, my friend. Lady Vols last night lost her leading scorer, but not its place in the SEC women's basketball tournament thanks to freshman Rena Davis. Freshman forward banked in a three-pointer with a half second left on the digital scoreboard to give Tennessee a 64-61 victory over Auburn in the opening round of the second round of the opening round for Tennessee of the women's SEC tournament at the Bridgestone Arena last night. Tennessee 24-6 played most of the final period without Jamie Nard, who scored a team-high 17 before suffering an apparent hip injury. Tennessee survived 24 turnovers. They'll play the number 2 seed South Carolina tonight at 7 o'clock. Of course, you remember this past Sunday, the final game of the regular season, beat them like a drum. So hopefully the Lady Vols can continue that tonight at the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville. A spectacular second quarter allowed the East Tennessee State women to cruise into the semis of the Southern Conference Tournament. Bucks rolled a 78-64 win over the Lady Terriers of Wofford at the U.S. Cellular Center thanks to a 19-point advantage in the second period. ETSU now 19-11 at 24 points from Tiana Tartar from Science Hill and 5 assists as well, who continue to play very, very well in this arena. The U.S. Cellular Center we're referencing in Asheville. And so, again, first half points, 17, gave her a total of 48 in consecutive halves in Asheville. She had 31 in the second half in last year's loss to Samford. So she put up 48 points in the last two halves of basketball. Obviously, she likes the U.S. Cellular Center, and with good reason. She's an outstanding talent. So, again, the Lady Bucks play today at, as we said, they will take on, or did I tell you who they play? I did not tell you who they play, but they will play UNC Greensboro, who upset defending champion Chattanooga in double overtime in the quarterfinals. Tip-offs at 1:15 this afternoon. Right after we go off the air, they'll be ready to go for that. What else is happening in basketball? Let's run down for you the men's basketball tournaments and the ladies' tournaments. First off, for the other SEC games, Kentucky beat Alabama. Texas A&M's ladies beat Arkansas. And also coming up today, you've got Mississippi State and Kentucky playing at 1 o'clock. LSU's ladies and Texas A&M at 3:30. The Lady Vols in South Carolina in the first game of the night session. That'll be at 7 o'clock tonight. And then Georgia plays the 9:30 game tonight as well in the women's SEC tournament in Nashville. So the ACC quarterfinals today, Duke's ladies, North Carolina State, Louisville, Virginia Tech, Notre Dame's Lady Fighting Irish in Virginia at 6 o'clock, and Florida State taking on the winner of the Miami Wake Forest game. They'll play that one at 8:30 this evening. That is the very latest on the basketball tournament for the ladies. And we'll go down the gentlemen's right now. Let's get it in here as well. We're live at Food City in Churchill on this Food City Friday, show number 700 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Hello, Craig Phelps watching. Thank you, my friend. Let's see what we've got. Big South. This is the men's finals. The Big South tournament. Radford beat Longwood. UNC Asheville over Charleston Southern. Winthrop beat Gardner-Webb in the Big South Conference quarterfinals. In the Big Ten Conference for the gentlemen, Michigan beat Iowa, we told you in overtime, 77-71. Penn State over Northwestern, 65-57. And the Wisconsin Badgers beat Maryland, 59-54. The Missouri Valley Conference first round, Northern Iowa beat Evansville, 60-50. In the Ohio Valley Conference second round, Tennessee Tech loses. Jacksonville got them. Jacksonville State beat them 73-70. And the Patriot League quarterfinals, Boston University, Bucknell, Colgate, and Holy Cross all win in the men's tournament and the Patriot League quarterfinals. Southern Conference, here we go. It starts this afternoon or tonight. VMI and the Citadel, 5 o'clock, and Chattanooga and Sanford at 7:30. The Bucks of East Tennessee State will play the winner of that ball game between Chattanooga and Sanford tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. And that'll be happening, as we said, at the U.S. Cellular Center in Asheville. High school basketball in Virginia, two of the state powerhouses do battle tonight when Gate City travels to Radford for an 8:30 contest with the Region 2C champion Radford Bobcats. Radford 27-0 goes into the game with an unblemished record and back-to-back Class 1 state championships. The Bobcats move up to Class 2 this season. And so Gate City at 25-2, Radford at 27-0. They'll tip it up tonight, as we said, at 8:30. Again at the Radford, at the Dedman Center on the campus of Radford University. Mac McClung averaging 38 points a game. Zach Irvin for Gate City averaging 23 points a game. And sophomore Bradley Dean averaging 13 points a game. So they'll play that one tonight. That's going to be a great ball game. That'll be happening tonight again at the Dedman Center at Radford University. Also, Wise Central and Martinsville will be playing in the Class 2C girls quarterfinals. Martinsville won the region, and Wise Central returned the favor in the state championship game a year ago. A 45-29 victory. They gave the Lady Warriors the third state title in 4 seasons. This year marks the 5th state tournament appearance in the 7-year history of the school. So Wise Central Martinsville playing tonight. Also, the Saturday will be Eastside at 24-3 and Covington at 24-5 in the Region 1C quarterfinals. That'll be on Saturday. And then the Class 1 girls quarterfinals, Ryacove's Lady War Eagles at 14-12 playing tonight at 6 o'clock at Roanoke College against the Region 1C champion Perry McClure. And so Ryacove coach Kelly Hood said we got to get on them quick. So good luck to all the teams in Southwest Virginia playing tonight again in basketball quarterfinals, in this case, in the regional quarterfinals in the state of Virginia. As we told you earlier, Sean Miller, the head coach of the Arizona Wildcats, said he is not backing down. He's not resigning. University President Robert Robbins has backed him. ESPN reported last Friday using anonymous sources the FBI had Miller on a wiretap discussing a $100,000 payment to Wildcat freshman DeAndre Ayton to attend the school. Miller made a statement to the media yesterday denying that report and saying he looks forward to shifting his focus back to basketball. Robbins, the university president, said he and athletic director Dave Heek decided to keep Miller on after having face-to-face discussions with the coach and going over investigations conducted by the school and federal authorities. So somebody somewhere ain't telling the truth. Something's up. FBI wiretapping over 4,000 wiretaps. Said it got him a recording where he, on a wiretap, discussing a payment of $100,000. The family says we didn't get any money. Don't know what you're talking about. Ayton and his family denied receiving any money from Christian Dawkins, a runner for ex-NBA agent Andy Miller. Ayton and his family denied receiving any money from Dawkins, and Miller issued a statement last Saturday saying he was confident he would be vindicated. And so he said, as of yesterday, I cannot remain silent on media reports anymore that have ruined or tried to ruin the reputation of me, the university, and sullied the name of a tremendous young man, DeAndre Ayton. So we'll see. But he says he didn't do it. University stands by him, says he didn't do it. He's going to stay on. And so there you go. We'll see how it goes. Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, we are live on the road at Food City in Churchill. We're about to take a break and go to the top of the hour and visit our dear friend Mike Hedrick NASCAR fan reporter. Got lots to talk about. A triple header racing coming up starting tonight in Las Vegas, the truck race. Then the Xfinity Series race tomorrow, and then the Cup race coming up on Sunday. Here's some of the specials. Here's the sale paper. They stock your shelves and save one-day sale all day long today at all Food Cities. And again, we're at Food City in Churchill. Pepsi products, 24-pack, 12-ounce cans for $4.99. Russet potatoes, a 15-pound bag for $4.99. 15-pound bag. That's a lot of taters for $5. Hot Pockets, lemonade, 8 for $10 today. Stouffer's or lean cuisine entrees, $1.49, limit 6. Also, you have Powerade, 32-ounce bottles for 69 cents. Homemaker orange juice, 59-ounce container for $1.49. All liquid detergent, $4.99 for a 100-ounce bottle. Also going on today at all Food Cities, Oscar Mayer wieners, selected varieties for $1.29 for a 16-ounce package. Food Club coffee, 24 to 30-ounce cans for $3.99. Townhouse crackers or Nature's Own butter bread, $1.49 each for either one of those all day long. Also Simply Done trash bags, 28 to 38 to a box. These are kitchen trash bags, limit 2, $3.99 a piece. And Mrs. Freshly snack cakes for 79 cents. Again, at your local Food City at all 130 plus stores of Food Cities across the chain. And don't forget, when you stop by, be sure and get your tickets. We're 44 days away from racing for the Food City 500, 43 days away from the Xfinity Series, obviously. So get your tickets, again, where you can get, as we said, I have it where I need it to be, right? No, I probably got it upside down. Probably hope I had it up right. There you go. Buy your Bristol tickets for less at Food City. Food City 500 tickets. Again, adults are $50, kids $12 and under, $10 ticket. 500 value points for every ticket you buy at any Food City front office. The Xfinity Series race. Hello, sir. The Xfinity Series race. $30 tickets for adults, kids 12 and under get in free. Again, get these at any front office. And again, thank you, Craig Phelps. Great show. Thank you very much. We do the best we can every day, bringing you national sports and local sports. So, again, that's coming up, again, 44 days out from the Food City 500. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll jump in, and we'll tell you we're 11 days away from Elizabethton Cyclone baseball right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We'll go to the top of the hour, check in with our dear friend, and we'll have him coming up next. That would be the one, the only, Mike Hedrick, NASCAR fan reporter, next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. I'm with head baseball coach Ryan, president of Elizabethton Cyclones. And, Coach, we're very excited, my friend. We're getting ready to double the coverage of Cyclone baseball this year. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited, too. I think it's a big step for our program. We really believe that getting out there what our kids do and letting the community know what we're doing and what we're up to is very important. The weather can be bad in the spring, and it doesn't matter to us if the weather's bad. We're going to play. We've played in snow. We don't really care about that. But watching baseball in the snow is pretty tough. So I think it's a really good opportunity for our fans to keep up with us. And really, we've got a lot of fans that live in different states. And I think you saw that from the coverage last year. People in all different parts of the country and in the world watching and listening to Cyclone baseball. So we're excited about the opportunity.
Absolutely. And, of course, it all starts March the 13th against Sullivan Central. We got some great games lined up. And, hey, this year we're taking out on the road doing some games, most of the games at Twin Stadium, but we are going to be on the road this year, some big conference games too.
Absolutely. You look early on, us at East, we battled last year with East, and a lot of the same players back on both sides of the field this year. So we're going to be battling with the East early on, and game at Happy Valley, obviously big in-county rivalry. That's also a conference tilt for us, and then going on the road down to Smoky Stadium. We're going to be playing Pigeon Forge in Jefferson County. Jefferson County goes to the state tournament last year in 3A. We actually beat them last year, which was big for us. And just trying to expand what we're doing here with the program, and this is a big part of it, and we appreciate you coming on board.
Oh, absolutely. Love it, love it, love it. And, of course, it takes sponsorship to make it go, to drive the bus, if you will. And so you've lined up some great sponsors. Tell us some of the folks that are going to be helping out with the broadcast this year.
We're going to be headlined by Chick-fil-A. So they're going to be our headline sponsor for the season. Game night sponsors actually got Carter County Bank and Appalachian Community Federal Credit Union. Physical therapy services from here in town. Tri-Cities Health is a great little outfit over on the edge of town between Elizabethton and Johnson City. Just super folks. Blackburn Children's in Stegall over in Johnson City. And we've even got Elizabethton High School Fellowship of Christian Athletes is coming on board. We're really happy to partner with them. They do a lot of great things here in the community and in the school.
It all starts March 13th. Again, it's going to be the Sullivan Central Cougars, our first one. First pitch at 7 o'clock on March 13th. It'll be here before you know it. Coach, what's the phrase that pays? What are we supposed to say? Cyclone?
Cyclone pride, something to live by, Tom.
Cyclone pride, something to live by. We'll see you March 13th. Again, looking forward to bringing Cyclone baseball right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page. We are back live again on the phone. Our buddy Mike Hedrick, NASCAR fans reporter. By the way, it's Meet the Cyclones coming up Monday night at Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth. And we're 11 days away from Elizabeth and baseball. You just saw the promo with Coach Presnell. So it's Meet the Cyclone baseball and the Lady Cyclone softball team on Monday night. I believe it starts at 6 at Chick-fil-A and Elizabeth. We'll be there doing a little MC work. Can't wait. So if you get a chance, come by there and get you some great Chick-fil-A food and meet the Cyclone baseball team and the Lady Cyclone softball team in Elizabethton on Monday. Let's go to the phone. He's there. Our buddy Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter, does a yeoman's job every time we have him on twice a week. And good afternoon, my good friend. How is things in Northern Virginia today?
Man, it is windy up here. I mean, it's so windy. I saw a witch go by on a bicycle, and she was saying something about she was going to get me and my little dog, Tom. Goodness gracious, it's windy out there.
Man, you just brought up, I've never told you that. I haven't told anybody that. That movie used to terrify me. Did that bug you as a kid? I mean, I can still hear.
Well, a little bit.
Yeah.
The little guys, the Munchkin kids,
yeah.
They always did a little bit.
And the monkeys, when they flew down, and the monkeys come down and picked up the munchkins, that flipped me out too. But when the witch go, I'm going to get you and your little dog too. Oh, Lord have mercy. That gives me the willies even now. So, whoo. Anyway, it's so windy in Virginia, the witch went flying by, so that's good. Mike Hedrick, we got a triple header going on today. We've got a truck race tonight in Las Vegas, the Stratosphere 200. We've got the Boyd Gaming 300 Xfinity Series race tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Then on Sunday, new sponsor, the Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube on Sunday at 3:30. So where do we start? Give us a preview of 3 great races starting tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Well, you know what? We've got those trucks that are out there, and they're actually, they did a little bit of practicing yesterday. They're going to be back on the tracks today, doing a little bit of practicing and qualifying this afternoon. Justin Marks was fastest in the first practice yesterday. Johnny Sauter, he's coming off of a great season, the beginning of the season already. He was fastest in that second practice at 179. So them trucks are moving out there really good. And, you know, it's going to do good for them. It should be a great racing out there. Everybody likes to be out there. I say look for your experience. Your more experienced drivers, your Johnny Sauters, your Matt Crafton, those guys out there do really well. They only race out there, you know, on a limited schedule up until now. So
absolutely. So, and
I'd look for the veterans out there on that. And you know what, Xfinity is coming up.
I lost him. Hello.
Hey, there you are. I lost you there for a little bit, right there.
Are you back?
Might be the winds and that witch. Might be the winds and the witch messing with me there, Tom.
Yeah, I'm back and you're back. So yeah, pick up where you're talking about the truck series. I know Kyle Busch is going to be there this weekend racing the trucks. That's a big shot in the arm for the series. But take it away. Tell us some more about it.
Well, and like you said, yeah, Kyle Busch is going to be back in there. But that team is going to have a little bit of trouble because of the penalty that they got last week. Now, it's a different car, different truck number. He got a penalty, we know, last weekend in that number 4, and he's going to be out there in the 51 this week. But we know he got a big penalty last week in that 4 where he actually lost a tire off of pit road. That cost him his crew chief and also the tire changer and jackman for 3 weeks. So he'll be limping on that. But he's looking to do, my wife actually says he'll probably get the sweep this weekend is what she's looking for.
We're talking to our buddy Mike Hedrick again. Ben Rhodes, again, the Camping World Truck Series victory last year at Las Vegas in thrilling fashion, holding off eventual series champion Christopher Bell on a block on the apron following a late race restart. So Rhodes, one of the favorites heading into the truck race. Here's the list of different winners over the last 11 races. Ben Rhodes last year, Tyler Reddick in 16, John West Townley in 15, Eric Jones 14, Timothy Peters in 2013. So there's been a lot of variety in that truck race again at Las Vegas, Mike Hedrick. And again, Kyle Busch back there to race in the race coming up, as you said, for tonight, the Camping World Truck Series. Just the second truck race for Busch at Las Vegas. Only other start of the track in the truck was 2001 when he started third and finished ninth. So that's the truck race tonight. tomorrow preview the Xfinity Series, the Boyd Gaming 300. They dropped the green flag at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Tell us about that race.
Well, it's going to be another great race, and like we said, this is we can have less and less of the Cup drivers in there, and there's only going to be 4 of the Cup drivers racing in the Xfinity race tomorrow. That's going to be your Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch, like we said, he's racing in this race as well. Ryan Blaney and Kyle Larson. We're starting to see those 3 doing a lot of racing. I think they're prepping for the Cup race. I think there's a lot of that going on. But yeah, look for a lot of you guys that are just doing well in that Xfinity Series to continue to do well. I always point out Cole Custer. I think he's an up and coming racer. But Elliott Sadler is doing well. He's leading the points right now with Tyler Reddick right behind him. But the season is still opening up. We're coming out of Daytona and all that with the trucks. So we're still trying to figure out who's going to be racing well with those guys. But it's going to be wide open. I'm looking for a really good Xfinity race.
We're talking to Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR Fans Reporter. Again, the oldest winner of this race is Mark Martin. He won it back in 2011 when he was 52 years old. Again, the pole winner last year was Kyle Busch. Joey Logano dominated the race and won it a year ago. So, again, Xfinity Series, as Mike said, we got 4 guys double dipping. Austin Dillon, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, and also you've got Kyle Busch also in the Xfinity Series race as well. So he's going to try for the triple header sweep this weekend. So that's the Xfinity Series. And then, of course, on Sunday, my friend, the Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube. And so Keselowski wins it last year. Actually, I'm sorry, he sat on the pole and Martin Truex Jr. won it. So give me a preview of the Cup race on Sunday at 3:30 rather, the Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube.
Well, let's get the fans caught up. Like I said, we're heading to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's a 1.5-mile oval. They actually made it a little bit more raceable. They added some more banking in the corners in 2007. Took it from 12-degree banking up to 20-degree and added a little bit more in the front and the back stretch as well. Makes it a little bit more racing. Like you said, Brad Keselowski sat on the pole with Martin Truex winning last year. But I think the more interesting thing that fans will remember is this is the race where Kyle Busch stepped into Joey Logano's pit box right there after the race.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the little fisticuff action right there, which I think everybody remembers. Kyle got bloodied up there a little bit. But, that was for that. But it's going to be a good race. If you look at the manufacturers, Ford is really good there. They've got 9 wins. Chevy's got 7 wins. And Toyota's got 3 wins. And another thing, qualifying, even though we're going to be doing that later on tomorrow, I believe it's tomorrow that we're going to qualify, it really doesn't make any difference because you can win this race from anywhere. Just as many, they've only had 20 races there. Just as many races that have been won outside the top 10 have been inside the top 10. So I don't think qualifying is that important. I think it's a fun track. That's why they're going to go to it twice a year, but it's going to be really interesting. And we'll have to see whether we see Kyle Busch and Logano, fire up that rivalry. Those kinds of things, especially when there's blood involved, they don't go away with just a Band-Aid.
You got that right. And, of course, Jimmy Johnson's struggling, although he is the active winner at this track. In fact, he won 3 straight races, 05, 06, and 07, another one in 2010. He's the winningest active driver with 4 wins under his belt. 4 top 10 finishes in the last 6 Vegas starts. You got to look at him as one of the favorites. Obviously, the guy who won it last year, Truex Jr. Also a newbie this week, 20-year-old Cole Custer making his Monster Energy NASCAR Series debut for Rick Ware Racing. He'll drive the 51 Ford Fusion that Justin Marks drove 2 weeks ago in the Daytona 500. So Cole Custer, another new face on the scene, a 20-year-old, one of those up-and-comers. And, man, wouldn't that be wild for him to come in there and win this thing in his first race in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series? That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it would be. And like I said, we've had our eye. We've talked about Cole Custer since last year when he got into the fisticuffs on the road course up there. But a great driver, drives for Stewart-Haas Racing, is a Ford development driver. We paid attention when we saw him. He was actually running some Mustangs at the Rolex 24 Hours up there when they did that. So it's an all-around racer. He's a team player. Good to see him get up there, especially Rick Ware Racing. I kind of like those as some friends of mine there at that team. And it's neat how a team like that, who's really a small team, it gets used and actually can better themselves by getting some development with some of these drivers coming through there and getting the opportunity to work with their sponsor. So it's good for everybody all around. It's good for Cole Custer. It gets him a chance in the seat. It's good for Rick Road Racing. It gets them a little bit more sponsorship and a little bit more highlights. And it's good for the sport because now they've got an unknown out there. You got Cole Custer. You don't know how to race that guy.
We're talking to Mike Hedrick live in Northern Virginia, the NASCAR Fans Reporter. Of course, the favorites, Las Vegas' very own Kyle Busch and Kurt Busch. That's their home track, so we'll see how it goes. Again, we start with the Truck Series tonight at 9 o'clock. 4 o'clock tomorrow, the Xfinity Series, and then 3:30 on Sunday, the Pennzoil 400, presented by Jiffy Lube. And you mentioned some penalties, Mike Hedrick. There are some penalties, and some guys got in trouble after the Atlanta race. Tell us about it.
Well, the ones that really stick out is, the race winner in the Cup Series, the number 4 of the Kevin Harvick team. Good for them. There was only one lug nut that was off of them, but they did get a fine. The crew chief, Rodney Childress, was fined $10,000. That's a lot for one lug nut. There were a couple in the Xfinity Series. The number 52 had a safety violation. Again, lug nuts were there, improperly installed. A $5,000 fine on the Kyle Larson's car as well. Another lug nut for $5,000. But the biggest one, like we said, was with that number 4 team in the Truck Series, Kyle Busch. We saw he didn't know whether it was a 4 or 2 tire pit stop. Left the pits without any lugs on that back left tire. And as he got just outside the pit zone, next thing you know, the tire came off. Well, he limped it back in, but it was a big penalty. That's we won't go through section 12, but it's improperly wheeled. The thing came off. So it's a big penalty to him. Crew chief Marcus Richmond III in the rear tire changer and the Jackman, all 3 of them suspended for 3 Camping World Truck Series races. So the Jackman, I believe the Jackman and the tire changer also work on the in the Cup level, and so they're going to be allowed to do in the Cup level, but they're going to be suspended for 3 Camping World penalties or 3 Camping World season races right there. So yeah, when a tire comes off, that's a big one right there.
We're talking to our buddy Mike Hedrick again on the phone, the NASCAR Fans Reporter. And so drivers' ages. Coming up, we got Jason Horton's going to join us again, the store manager. He's waiting in the wings. Also, we got a story. If you're a Tennessee football fan, you got great news. You got a quarterback transferring from one of the big schools. He's coming to play football for Jeremy Pruitt and the Tennessee Volunteer football team. We'll tell you who it is coming up here in a few minutes. But, Mike, drivers' ages. Tell me about that with NASCAR, would you please?
Well, this one here, I got looking and did my homework there to try to find out how old everybody was. It's because Jimmy Johnson seems to be in the slump. And when I asked a good friend of mine, Jimmy Bishop, I was like, what's with your driver? He goes, man, he just looks really old all of a sudden. So I was like, well, let me just see how old he is. Well, in our sport right now, current drivers, yes, Jimmy Johnson is the oldest at 42 years old. Him and Clint Boyer and Kevin Harvick are 42. We've got a couple of drivers. There's 5 of them that are in their 40s. There's 12 of them that are in their 30s, but really the majority of our NASCAR drivers right now are below 27 years old. Half of the drivers are younger than 27, the youngest being William Byron at 20 years old. He can't even buy a beer. But it looks like that there's a trend for drivers to not be driving as long. Your middle drivers, your Kurt Busch, your Denny Hamlins, and Truex and Casey Kane, those are guys who are your middle age. Those are your 39 and 37 and respectively. Now, look, if Jimmy Johnson is 42, how old are people that have got out of the sport? Well, the biggest one that we know of is last year, Dale Earnhardt Jr. stepped away. Now, he was 44 this year here, so he stepped away at 43, so he was already older. Matt Kenseth, he's 46 right now. Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart are 47. And I thought, well, that seems pretty old, but really, if you look into it, NASCAR has their oldest Cup winner was Harry Gant. And Harry Gant won a Winston 500 at Talladega when he was 51 years old. And we even look down right now into the Xfinity Series. We got Morgan Shepherd down there racing around at 77 years old, and Joe Nemechek is 55 years old. So I think they can race as long as they want to. But yeah, I think we're seeing some of those drivers. I don't know whether they've been in the sport long enough. But yeah, Jimmy Johnson's looking really old. We looked up that, but it's not just he's old. I mean, his numbers are just terrible. If you look at the point standing, he's 35th in the point standing. He's 78 points out of the lead. That's 2 full races. And another marker, young William Byron, who we just talked about at being 20 years old, is 22 points ahead of Jimmy Johnson right now. So I think everybody would like to see that number 48 turn around. You got to believe that at some point this season they're going to get a win. You would think. I think that if they don't get a win, I think that there's some some serious soul searching over there, but you got to count on Chad Knaus and Jimmy Johnson. They've just been so strong, even if they're in some kind of slump right now. You got to know that they're going to be coming on strong at one of these tracks.
You got it. We got about 60 seconds left to give my man Mike Hedrick. We are so excited because you have you're raising the money to go over the edge. You're going to go down the side of the Bristol Tower again for Speedway Children's Charities on April the 7th. And so just over a month left, and you are rapidly reaching your goal. This is awesome. Tell me about it.
Hey, we like I said, we have a $1,500 goal for me personally to be able to go over the edge and rappel down at Bristol Iconic Tower. Thanks to some great help yesterday from Bubba Berger and Ben Trout and Anthony Golden at Bristol Motor Speedway and some other ones. We're up over $1,000 and heading on strong. We're looking to do that. It's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
We're looking forward to it as well, my friend. Get a good weekend's rest, get your chores done, and we'll check in with you Monday and give us a after the fact with 3 big races at Las Vegas Motor Speedway this weekend. Thank you, my friend, and thanks for being part of the show, and I'll talk to you Monday, all right?
All right, buddy. Screen taters, and God bless everybody real good. Woo-hoo-hoo.
You got it, my man Mike Hedrick. Great job. As always, I appreciate him. A very thorough job, to say the least, and we appreciate him being with us here again on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are live at Food City in Churchill. Let's bring him back on. That would be our store manager. Jason Horton's in the house, and we've got all kinds of things. And, one of the beauties I love working with Food City, been doing this for 11 or 12 years now, going into the Food City stores. Yeah, started with the late Ed Moore. It's been 11 years, and so you guys are always doing something, you guys and ladies, giving back to the community. Tomorrow, you've teamed up with the Junior Leagues of Kingsport and Johnson City and Bristol to help out with Second Harvest Food Bank and Feeding America Southwest Virginia with a food drive. Tell me about it.
Yeah, well, this is the 28th year that we've done this, and Food City has been the sponsor all 28 years, so we've not only sponsored it, we've also promoted it for the Junior League. We invite the Junior League in. They hand out bags to our customers that are shopping tomorrow, and they're welcome to collect food for their food drive. Now, they've already started bringing some here. We have some behind the counter over here that you can't see off camera, but the people get excited about it. I put the flyers up on the door to let people know what day the Junior League would be here, so we can go ahead and get a little buzz going for it. So it usually turns out really well here. Mm-hmm. The people at Churchill, I've come to find, I've been here for 2 years now. They're some of the most caring and giving people. Like anytime there's somebody that needs something, we had an employee here that lost their house in a fire, and they were back on their feet, by the next day with money, clothes, shoes, the food for their pantry, and then the apartment complex set them up with a place to stay. So I don't know many people can have that kind of turnaround.
No, it's a giving organization. It's a giving store. And so typically from a food drive, you look for, I guess, peanut butter. What are some of the things you look for?
Yeah, non-perishables.
Right.
You want the canned goods, you want the peanut butters, stuff that will hold shelf life. These guys are pretty well trained on what to pick up, and the flyers that they hand out tomorrow will say, like, these is the needs we have, the canned goods, and so on and so forth. So it's pretty straightforward. And it's a good event. We do a lot of food drives throughout the year. I mean, we always have some sort of drive going. I think we'll have some members of the Churchill Middle School softball team here to march on, do some fundraising out on the porch as well. So who knows, we might bring them in. It seems a little chilly right now, so we might have to take them inside with us.
Might be serving hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be down in the 20s tonight, but it's March. You know how it goes.
Oh, yeah. One day the next.
There we go. It's like this in East Tennessee. The weather, very iffy, even though we were blessed with, 70s here a couple of weeks ago. But
it was great.
A little bit back down to normal now, the old weather. We're talking to my man, so we got a big sale going on today. That is, again, the
stock your shelves.
Stock your shelves, and while you're shopping at any Food City that we're talking about, be sure and buy a couple more extra things, throw them in the bins to help out Second Harvest Food Bank in Northeast Tennessee and Feeding America Southwest Virginia. So it goes across both states, and it'll be a one-day tomorrow collecting food for both. And so Food City has co-sponsored and promoted the food drive every year for how many years now?
28 years.
A goal of 30,000 pounds of food has been set for this year. There's a lot of hungry folks out there, and there's a lot of, what gets to me is the fact that I know that kids go to bed hungry every night. There's a lot of kids that are hungry, so this will help. And so please consider giving when you shop at Food City today and tomorrow as well. So it's a one-day stock your shelves and save going on today as we speak. And what are some of the good specials you got? Them taters are pretty good, aren't they?
Oh yeah, the russet potatoes, $4.99 a bag. That's a 15-pound bag.
15-pound bag.
Yeah, so
that's a lot of taters.
Yeah, and the cold weather's came back. Make you some tater soup. You have it fixed up tonight. Throw a little bacon on top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
oh yeah.
Oh yeah. The Pepsis, like I said earlier, anytime you have a Pepsi product, it drives the sale. It brings the people in. And hopefully when they come in to get those Pepsis, they stock up while they're here. We have a lot of good items in the meat department. The New York strip steaks, $4.99 a pound. Over in frozen food, Stouffer's lean cuisine, entrees are $1.49 a piece. Hot Pockets, 8 for $10. You ever ate a Hot Pocket before?
Love them.
Oh yeah, they're quick and easy.
Ham and cheese?
Oh yeah.
Love them.
Homemaker orange juice. It's a new brand of orange juice we've been carrying at a good price point, $1.49. It's good juice. I've had it. Powerade, 69 cents. Now you have to buy 8. Buy 8 to save more, so that's where you get that 69-cent price point. So, and the people have got used to these buy more, save more ads. I would like to take a minute to talk about the digital coupons. Digital coupons are kind of taking over the industry. You know, there's a 67% increase in digital coupon redemption from 2016 to 2017. So we just look for it to continue. Of course, not everybody has a computer. Not everybody has a smartphone, and some people just are not comfortable with that stuff, and that's fine. But what I can tell you is if you have a value card, on the back of that value card there's a 1-800 number. You can call that number. It doesn't cost you any money. And you can have them manually enter those coupons on your card, which ones you want to redeem. So there's ways to get these deals. Some people feel like they're being left out, but there's always a way. And if they have trouble using the phone system, they're welcome to come in here and we can set it up for them. So,
all right.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
So I'm trying to educate today.
No, you just...
So if you look at the back here, you're getting your value card out here for the listeners at home. And on the back of that card, there should be a 1-800 number.
There it is.
There it is, 1-800-826-8451. So if you don't have a computer, you don't have a smartphone, and you want to take advantage of $1.99 24-pack water, great buy. Kern sandwich bread, 99 cents, 69 cents with the coupon. So there's some good buys in here, but don't let it intimidate you. There's ways where we can get these price points for our customers. So I encourage them all to come in and take advantage of these sales as well.
So you call that 1-800 number, and they can manually download these coupons
on their value card. So it's like an online clip. It's like instead of clipping them out of the paper, they clip them off the internet.
That's
they're
incredible.
applied to their card. They scan their card. They get the discount at the registry.
So I kind of cherry pick and go, okay, I want cottage cheese, I want the milk, I want the Food Club sugar put on my value card. I go purchase it, comes through, and it
takes it off. The power of the internet.
I'm telling you, I did not know that. And that's every day?
That's every day that this sale is in existence. So, you know, whatever the ad runs, it starts on a Wednesday morning, it ends that Tuesday night for the following Wednesday. The digital coupons are just going to get bigger and bigger. We'll have our next ad, I'll give you a little sneak peek, has more digital coupons on it. And it's something that we'll do moving forward. So the quicker we can get customers adjusted to how they can set those cards up, the better off we'll be in the long run. So.
We're talking to Jason Horton. You see on the screen the Food City store manager. We're here at Churchill. Coming up, Josh Lawson waiting in the wings to talk to us about the Kingsport Mets, which is not that far away. And then on top of that, we got our buddy Dave Martin will join at WLW Radio in Cincinnati. We're on his show every Saturday night, the Trucking Network show, talking NASCAR. He's on our show every Friday, so he's going to talk about the Reds and the Cavs and the Ohio State Buckeyes. We're going to talk to him coming up here in a few minutes live in Cincinnati. So the digital coupons, you've got the one-day sale, and then you got your regular sale ad too, right?
Oh, I know. There's a lot going on at Food City. I mean,
a lot of savings.
Yeah, a lot of way to save money.
Yep, good stuff. All right, so you told me earlier, dark horse, March Madness, the Xavier Musketeers.
As bad as it pains me to say being a West Virginia fan, nothing. I can't think of anything that'd make me happier than to see West Virginia win a national championship. They've got to finish games. They can't play 37 minutes. They've got to play a 40-minute game, and they're capable of it, but we'll see. March Madness, that's why they call it March Madness. There's always something crazy that we don't see coming.
There you go. That's exactly right. Of course, now they're jockeying for seedings, and the tournaments are cracking up, and so Big Ten tournament starts a little bit later on this afternoon. So hello to Renee McNeil, hello to Jason Hash, hello to April Lawson watching the show. We appreciate that. So, again, we want to say thanks again. I guess this is your final go-round because it's...
Yeah, this is my curtain call for the day. But I say I've got on my calendar you're going to come back several times this year, so I'm really excited. I've got you all the way through my calendar. So
I love
think
coming
you're all
down
the way
here.
up until, what is it, November maybe?
November, all the way through.
Yeah. So
love coming down here.
Oh, yeah, we love having you. We had you last year one time, so to have you multiple times, I mean, my people get excited. I was talking to them this morning, and there's some lady said, "Oh, I love Tom Taylor. I can't wait." So you're like a celebrity. So.
Oh, yeah.
700th show. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm very proud of that. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll be joining my buddy Josh Lawson will join us from the Kingsport Mets here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. With one of our great sponsors again here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, our dear friend Jeremy Livesey from Movement Mortgage. See behind us the JeremyLivesey.com and 671. This is a neat process. It's working big time for the organization. Tell me about it.
Well, basically, our 6-hour underwriting process just basically revolutionizes the area because not any other lenders are doing that. And our 7-day processing period just means that we're getting everything processes in 7 days and then 1 day to close. So once everything's final approved, it gets to the title company in 1 day.
The first number we're talking about is 6. What's that represent?
6 is from the time that we take the loan application and we submit it to the underwriting team, whatever you want to call them. About 6 hours later, we get our approval.
Here he goes.
So, yeah.
That's 6. The middle number is 7. Tell me about that.
7 is once the underwriter approves the loan, then they send us the condition sheets, and between me and my assistant and our processor, we have 7 days to get all the documents and everything back to the underwriter for our final approval.
And then the last number out of 671 would be just numero uno.
Yeah, just the 1. So once everything is done, then the closer for our team will package up everything that needs to be done at the title company for the legal part with the deed and deed of trust and notes and all that stuff. Sends all that to them, gets all the money ready, send it to them so we can close.
Website is Jeremy Livesey, Livesey, JeremyLivesey.com. VA loans, tell me about that from Movement Mortgage, Jeremy Livesey.
Yeah, this area is very good for VAs just because of the VA med centers here, and most of the people like to retire in this area, and a lot of them are veterans. So we offer 100% financing with no mortgage insurance to them. Still can close in 30 days or less. So I mean, it's not a big deal for them. And on our end, we enjoy it because we've got it down to a science. So.
Number 2, the FHA loan. Tell me about that.
FHA, it's more for people with less money to put down. Sometimes they do have some credit issues or just debt to income issues. And depending on where they're wanting to buy at, there are some different grant programs available as well. So we do a lot of the FHAs. This area is just a hotbed for FHAs just because of the, East Tennessee. We got a lot of younger people buying. A lot of people that just don't have a lot of money to put down. They don't have the 20% down like they used to have to get to buy a house. So.
JeremyLivesey.com is the website you want to go to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll let you know what's there here in just a moment when you get there. USDA loans, tell me about those.
USDA or the rural development loans, that's basically for the county, and they offer 100% financing as well. The guidelines for underwriting are a little bit stricter, but you do get 100% financing, so you kind of pay the price on a few things, but to get 100% financing on a $150,000, $200,000 house and get it for nothing, it's not a bad deal.
VA loans, FHA, USDA, and then last but not least, conventional loans.
Conventional is just your vanilla loans, 15, 20, sometimes 10% down, depending on what your situation is. More for your people with higher credit scores, some money down, lower debt ratios and stuff like that. They do have some advantages to it. They're a little bit easier to do as far as paperwork, and we do a ton of it.
Office located right across from the Cracker Barrel in Boones Creek. JeremyLivesey.com. 6-hour underwriting process, 7-day processing period, 1 day to close. And so, again, when we go to JeremyLivesey.com, what will we find?
You will find, like I said before, you'll find a nice picture of me. Also has a little button underneath that says Apply Now, so you can go on there and it'll actually walk you through it and tell you exactly what you need to provide as far as the documentation. And, put your name, address, phone number, social security number, all that stuff. It comes straight to my desk, and we can have you an approval the same day.
Here you go. Yeah. JeremyLivesey.com, Movement Mortgage. You can check them out. Again, located physically here in Boones Creek, right across from the Cracker Barrel. But again, the website, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Jeremy, Jeremy, and then Livesey or Livesey, Livesay, easy to spell, JeremyLivesey.com. And it's a busy time right now.
It is.
And you love it.
I do.
VA, FHA, USDA, and conventional loans, give him a call. The process is called 671. Again, Jeremy Livesey, Movement Mortgage, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back live again at Food City in Churchill. Again, our great sponsor, Jeremy Livesey of Movement Mortgage at JeremyLivesey.com. And we go from talking to the big guy, 7'4" store manager Jason Horton. See him coming through. The guy, it's just unbelievable.
I actually see him all the way across the store.
I'm telling you. I'm not making that up. He's 7'4", played basketball, now the store manager here at Food City in Churchill, and runs a great store. So we go from talking specials at Food City for the time being to our buddy talking baseball. And this will be Josh Lawson with the Kingsport Mets. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon, Tom. First of all, congratulations on your 700th show.
Thank you. Thank you. This is the, by the way, this is the Lord's show. I dedicate it totally to him. And so there's the verse of the day out of the book of Isaiah. Would you read it for me, please?
Absolutely. It says, I am your Savior. Trust in me and do not be afraid. I am your strength and your song. That comes from Isaiah 12:2.
12:2. There you go. Trust in me. Do not be afraid. I am your strength and your song. And speaking of which, as we speak, it's been going here for a few minutes. The funeral for Dr. Billy Graham at the library in Charlotte, North Carolina. President Trump's there. There's about 1,500 of this private service, and it just continues to blow me away, the impact this man had.
It absolutely does. You know, I remember growing up, actually going to church right here in Churchill where we're at, and my dad and mom listening to, Billy Graham, and when he'd have his crusades and everything, I know they went to a few of those. And, for years being in youth ministry, I've heard so-and-so's the next Billy Graham or so-and-so's the next Billy Graham. But so far, nobody has actually been the next Billy Graham. And I just don't think there's going to be another Billy Graham. God used him unlike I've ever seen him use, a lot of people. And so he had an amazing impact, letting God use him and being a tool for God. It's just, he sets the precedence for a lot of us in ministry.
Well, and the integrity the guy, he brought to the table, and just, everything about him was right. Married many years, lots of kids. His grandson, we've had him on the show. We went and did a show at the Cove over in Asheville, North Carolina, Black Mountain a couple of months ago, or back in January, I should say. Yeah, it's been a couple of months now. So he's coming for a crusade April the 27th, 28th, and 29th at Freedom Hall. Will Graham, his grandson, Billy's grandson. So it's, and I guess what really got, and that's not why you're here, we're going to talk baseball in a second, but what floored me was last week in the funeral procession, people actually stopped and got out of their cars when they were taking the funeral procession from Asheville to Charlotte for the viewing. People got out, not only stopped on the side of the road, but got out of their cars, and I don't remember that happened since I was a kid.
I don't either. I really don't. Just the impact that he had on people's lives, and you can imagine the thousands, maybe even millions of people that he led to the Lord. Is just he's reaping his work right now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm sure 10 seconds or even shorter after he passed away, into the presence of the Lord he went, the Bible says, and I'm sure he heard real quick, well done,
absolutely,
my good and faithful servant.
Absolutely.
So here it is one more time, the Will Graham celebration, April the 27th, 28th, and 29th. Again, I'd be a terrible weatherman. Coming in Freedom Hall in Johnson City, April 27th, 28th, and 29th. That's Dr. Graham's grandson, Franklin's son, with the celebration. And again, we'll have more to say about that next week. In fact, on the 12th, we're going to be broadcasting the show live from the Will Graham headquarters in North Johnson City. So we're excited about that. He's here to talk about baseball. Again, a great guy. You handle the youth of what church in Kingsport?
Oakwood Forest Christian Church.
Yep, there on Eastman Road. And great guy. I've had a chance to speak at his church before, and he does a phenomenal job. But he also wears a hat that promotes the Kingsport Mets Appalachian League baseball team. And it's hard to believe we're talking K-Mets, and it's really, about 150 days out, isn't it?
It really is. Baseball's happening right now in Florida and Arizona, and we, it seems like all these past off seasons have been really long, but this one has just been so quick. Probably the best off season I've ever had. Obviously, I got married back in December to the love of my life, April, and so it's been probably the greatest off season I've ever had, and I'm really excited now for the. Baseball's going on. We got married in December, and then in January we were real busy with our youth ministry and all the way into February. And so now we're finally getting to take a little bit of a break. When I say break, we're going down to Port St. Lucie where the Mets train in Florida and going to spend a few days working some games. Going to get to see the Tigers and the Yankees and the world champion Astros, and then working those games. And then we're going down to Key West for our honeymoon. So, yeah, we're really excited. We've been talking to a lot of sponsors. Sponsors like Jeremy Livesey and he's back on board with us again this year. Great guy. Went to school with Jeremy, and so we've had a long history together. But all of our sponsors, this has been, as far as re-signing all the sponsors from previous seasons. Everyone I've walked into so far this year is they've been let's do it again. Let's sign up right now, and so hopefully that shows that Brian and I are doing something right there in Kingsport, and so we're excited. We've got a lot of promotions that we're working on right now. It's probably my favorite time of year because we're kind of bantering around a lot of ideals for the season. When the season gets here, everything kind of runs itself. But right now is whenever the creative juices are flowing, and we're coming up with neat ideals for the season to make it attractive for people to want to come out. And so it's an exciting time of year.
It is. What kind of attendance did you have last year?
We actually went up again. We increased attendance by about 15%, and so we're right at 1,000 a game, and so we had about 34,000 come through the gates last season, and so we're looking to build on that. That finished about the upper half of the league, but we want to be tops. And with the Reds coming into the league this year, that's I guess the big change that the Appalachian League is having this year. With the Astros leaving and the Cincinnati Reds coming into Greenville, we're looking to really go a lot further as far as building attendance and bring in a lot of groups and everything like that. Make it really an attractive thing for Kingsport. And so we're getting a new scoreboard this year, so that's exciting. We actually were supposed to start our first game today. Sevier Middle School was supposed to play today, but the field was a little bit wet from all the rain that we've had here lately, and so I guess our first game is going to be sometime when we get back from spring training in mid-March.
So if you're interested in getting involved in the Kingsport Mets, there's lots of sponsorship opportunities. If you're a business out there, we just get a hold of you. Is that how we do it?
Just give me a call, 423-224-2626, or just shoot me an email at info@kmets.com. It's that easy, and it's exciting. We're going down to spring training to see. Obviously, we'll see all the minor leaguers that's played for us. Guys like what's his name? Something Tebow.
Fred Tebow.
Something like that. Yeah, we're going down to see guys like that, and then I'm really excited because our management, our upper management in New York, really they want to win. Getting guys like re-signing Jay Bruce and Todd, getting Todd Frazier in, and I know it's a lot of your former Reds and everything like that, but they're not doing what the Braves and Reds doing and rebuilding. They're wanting to win now, and so probably one of the biggest moves they made was something that doesn't make the front pages, but they revamped all their their physical trainers and everything like that, because anybody that watched us last year understood that we had a whole lot of injuries, and that's kind of been the theme over the past 5 seasons, and we're trying to avoid that this year. We've got the best pitching staff in baseball. Now it looks like we have the most power in baseball from top to bottom. I think we just need to work on getting a little speed up there, and maybe Tebow can do that. And our GM made the comment just a couple weeks ago, Sandy Alderson, that he believes that Tebow will be a major leaguer. And the Mets has given Tim that opportunity. I know he kind of, unfortunately in football, he didn't really, he got blacklisted a little bit in football, I believe, just because of his beliefs and because of his outspokenness. But our organization is completely open to that. That young man has touched the lives of so many minor leaguers, guys that played for us over the past 2 or 3 seasons that I talked to. I'll shoot them a text, and they'll tell me the impact that young man's had on their life, and that's awesome. And that shows you that it's funny how God works. From youth ministry to baseball, God's working. He's working in our world right now. He's doing something.
Bill Patrick said to tell you hello. Hello to Scott Hyde watching the show over in Johnson City, and Bill Patrick's going to get you some more cars this year.
Well, and I hope Bill's doing all right. I know he spent some time here in the hospital. We've been praying for him, and so hopefully he's on the mend now. And I know those guys, they're getting cranked up there at the Kingsport Speedway. And I know it's racing season, so we that's the fun thing about doing what I do is partnering with a lot of people like Bill Patrick or Jeremy Livesey and guys like that, and getting to develop relationships and coming out and being involved with the Kingsport Speedway or on your show, and then you guys coming out and being involved at the ballpark. And so we really enjoy. That's probably the most funnest part of my job.
We're talking to Josh Lawson. You see on the screen the Kingsport Mets. Again, Dave Martin joins us coming up here in a few minutes. WLW Radio in Cincinnati. So right now, as you head to spring training, who's a kid that you feel like's come through Kingsport that has a really, really good shot of making the big club?
Well, a young man he made his Major League debut last year when we did his bobblehead, Ahmed Rosario. I believe he's the shortstop of the future in New York. He's a 5-tool guy. We got another kid that may make the Major League roster, Luis Guillorme. I think I had him on your show, actually, back in 2014 when he was here. Luis actually has probably the best hands in all of baseball as far as defensive player. He's kind of an Omar Vizquel kind of player, and Luis has a chance at making the Major League roster. And so we had, as far as Major League invitees, I think we've got about 10 guys that have yet to make their Major League debut but are on the Major League side right now. And so I'm excited to get to see those guys when we go down next week and check out how their development's going and everything like that.
It's going to be good. Now, the Mets train where? Fort St. Lucie?
Fort St. Lucie, Florida, which is kind of southern Florida there.
So if you started your season today, who's your starting 5 rotation for the big club?
You know, the ace has got to be Syndergaard, Big Thor. I mean, I know he's talking about Big Jason here, but Syndergaard actually put on some upper body strength in the offseason. His first pitch in spring training this year was 101. The kid's a beast, and so you got Syndergaard, and then you got Jacob deGrom is just as good. A lot of people forgot we got Matt Harvey. Who's, you know, he's healthy. Steven Matz, if he can stay healthy. And then the Mets in the offseason signed Jason Vargas, who was an all-star last year for the Royals, and had a great first half. Probably nobody had a better first half, and then probably nobody had a worse second half than Vargas did. But I think they kind of went after Vargas, kind of worrying about Zach Wheeler, not sure if he's going to be healthy or not. And so they got some bullpen help. I think they're, you know, I know the Nationals is going to be tough, but you know we got a lot of power in that lineup with Frazier and Bruce and Cespedes and all those guys. So.
Appalachian League again this year will be the Kingsport Mets, Johnson City Cardinals, Elizabethton Twins, Bristol Pirates, and now the Greenville Reds.
We got to stop and say that. It's real slow because that's kind of odd, but. You know, Lee Landers, this is his last year as commissioner of the Appalachian League, and I think he's been in the Appalachian League for 30 years. Lee told us that, you know, there was several teams that wanted that Greenville position and said there's several Major League teams out there that is dying to get into the Appalachian League. And that kind of surprised us a little bit. You know, we didn't know we were that good of a league, but he said, you know, a lot of whether it's the Nationals or Marlins or, you know, teams like that are dying to get into the Appalachian League. So that says something about our area. You know, with the exception of the Florida State League, there's really no other league in professional baseball that is so close together. You know, you can literally drive to 5 or 6 different stadiums within 30 minutes in this area, and that's very, very unique to any area.
Absolutely. And so it's, and of course we hope the Twins can work out their agreements with the big clubs of the Twins. Minnesota will stay in Elizabethton, but if they can't and don't, I'm like you, I'm very confident that with the reputation of the Appalachian League, other teams will come calling to put a team in Elizabethton if it gets to that point.
Absolutely, and you know, there's a lot going on right now in the Appalachian League, and I'm excited about the future of the Appalachian League and what the plans are that are out there. So.
Get you back on in a couple of weeks?
Absolutely, yeah, I'd be glad to.
Come back after you return on your honeymoon and a trip to spring training and give us a bird's eye view of how things went down in Port St. Lucie.
Absolutely, be glad to.
Good man.
Thank you, Tom.
Yep. Love this guy. Great Christian man. I appreciate what he stands for. And again, he and Mr. Brickey every chance to put the gospel in front of the Kingsport Mets throughout the season. And I like that. I like it a lot. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll go to Cincinnati. Check in with our buddy Dave Martin from WLW Radio. We're on there every Saturday night talking to the truckers, talking NASCAR with him on his show across 38 states. And he's going to come be on our show next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at FCA.org.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City is starting off 2018 with monstrous savings on over 350 new Chevrolets to choose from. Take advantage of these awesome savings for a limited time only. Silverado Crew and Double Cabs, $10,000 off MSRP. 17 Spark, $11,995. 18 Equinox, $19,995. 17 Traverse, $28,995. 17 Corvette, 20% off MSRP. Shop us online 24/7 and don't forget our Saturday parts and service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
The savings continue the month of February at Max Medicine in Kingsport. All natural factors 20% off. Folic acid, CoQ10, apple cider vinegar capsules, B12. They're all on sale. Anything natural factors, all 20% off the month of February at Max Medicine Mart. No coupons, no limits. It's a flat 20% off anytime you buy natural factors in February at Max Medicine Mart. Max Medicine Mart, Center Street, Kingsport. Natural factors 20% off in February. Make tracks to Max Medicine Mart.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
And we're back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are live again at Food City in Churchill. Again, having a big time as always, and love going out to Food City. Been doing it for, 11 years now. We've been going out every Friday to different food cities and promoting what they're doing. Let's go to the phone. He's there, our buddy on WLW Radio in Cincinnati, the big one. Again, every Saturday night in the American Trucking Network. Our buddy Dave Martin on AM 700 WLW, covering 38 states. And hello, Dave Martin. How you doing, my friend? Way up there in Cincinnati, Ohio. How you doing?
Yeah, good, Tommy. Thanks for having me on, being on the show, and congratulations on that with Food Lion. That's a great honor and privilege down there doing your shows from those locations. I know when I go down south of Florida, we always do a lot of shopping down there, so I know it's a quality operation. But, yeah, I'm just checking the sports page because not a whole lot going on with your Reds. They've won one game. I think it was the first game there in preseason and lost all the rest. But don't panic or anything like that because it's not about wins and losses. Here in spring training, it's about developing a pitching staff for Brian Price. That's been their priority, and they got about 35 arms in camp. So, early on he said he was going to give everybody a shot and see what they can do. But, they're going to have to throw some good innings and stuff to have a real shot at making the squad. But it's about developing a pitching staff. I think the Reds pretty much know what their everyday lineup's going to be. Maybe, who's going to be their top utility infielder and who's going to be the last outfielder and make the squad. But don't get all nervous or panicky. I knew you'd be all shook up with the Reds only winning one game so far.
Yeah, I want them to do better, but yeah, it is just spring training, so we'll just have to wait and see. Now, your boy LeBron, I'm a little over it because he suddenly has become a social commentator on all the issues of the world, and he doesn't like the NCAA, and he doesn't like this, doesn't like Trump, and so I'm saying, LeBron, buddy, just play the game. I don't care what you think, your social issues. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but I don't care what you think. Just play basketball. And so they got beat again last night, and now the 76ers are saying they're going to court LeBron this year. So what's your take about the Cavs and LeBron? Is it just me, or are you tired of hearing him have, he goes off on everything now? I don't care what he thinks. What about you?
Yeah, I'm like you. I think he's trying to get himself an invitation to hang out with that creep, Jimmy Kimmel, or some of those late night talk show hacks or whatever. And then his good buddy, the Big O, and I'm not talking about Oscar Robertson, I'm talking about Obama. He's chiming in. Obama says here that NCAA can't be NBA farm system. Of course, that's why LeBron's got crocodile tears, because right now some of these players are going to look in a bad light, like the coaches at the NCAA, because the G-men finally got off their duff. Instead of looking for rooskies under every rock, they're out there wondering about all the shenanigans that's going on with the coaching and the players taking bribes, and of course Obama and LeBron and that Draymond Green from out there. He's the big crybaby from out there in Golden State. They're all crying that the players need money and blah blah blah. And they're talking about creating a G League, I guess is whatever they call it, for the players instead of using the colleges. Well, hell, nobody's going to go to those games. Nobody's going to the damn NBA anymore. I mean, you only really have about, so, I mean, LeBron better just be quiet and be glad he's still getting a big paycheck, because I think that spigot's going to get turned off here in about the next year or two, because I don't know. I mean, the TV money is what really funds the college or the pros and even the NFL, and we find out how their ratings going in the tank. But yeah, I think it's just a question of greed and, crying for their buddies and blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, it is interesting, because I see where these coaches now, they had a story, but they did a big story about capitalism meets anarchism. And, these coaches are making some outrageous salaries in the college ranks. And, of course, it's always been all about the money. And, right now, I think that the thing that gets them all is that the team itself and the schools get all the pub and not so much the individual players. And of course, they've been crying for years that the NCAA is taking advantage of all the players. But it's all going to come to an end. But LeBron's the biggest crybaby on the block. There's no question about that. And I'm still going to pull for him this year. But he still threatens every other day. Philadelphia wants him, and LA wants him, and Houston wants him, and blah blah blah. And I think he's trying to drive up the price of his last big contract he'll probably have this coming season. But I'm like you, just dribble the ball and hoop it up. You know what I mean? And win more ball games.
That's it. They got beat last night. Yep, they got beat last night by 11 in Cleveland by Philadelphia, who is a 33-win team. Now the Cavs are 36-25. They play tomorrow night against the Nuggets in Cleveland. The Nuggets are 33-28 against the Cavs with 36 wins. So just play the game. And, of course, the big game this weekend in the NBA, I think it's on Saturday. Double check. I'm pretty sure it's Saturday. Yeah, it's Boston and Houston. 44-19 Celtics, 48-13 Houston. Now we're hearing that Houston may be the team in the West instead of Golden State. So with Harden and all those guys, that could be a preview of the NBA Finals maybe on Saturday, Boston and Houston against the Rockets. That should be a pretty good ball game.
Yeah, I think Kyrie Irving's done a better job of fitting in there with Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they lost their one big stud. I think it was the first game of the year, their free agent that they signed. But, really the NBA, they've got there's probably, 5 or 6 real marquee teams this year where, mostly the big stars have kind of landed up in the same situation. And your buddy there at San Antonio, that coach, he was out whining and belly aching. And, of course, they love bashing Trump because they're all a bunch of big-time leftist coaches over there. And Steve Kerr's another big whiner. And I don't know why all these NBA guys just stick to, worrying about their teams and this and that and quit worrying about the Trumpster. Of course, Trumpster's driving them all bad here, no question about that. But, LeBron, I mean, I can't criticize him as far as what he's doing on the court because since they made that trade, he's been getting like a triple-double about every night. But, the young guys, they're feeling their way around on the offensive end. But the big thing for the Cavs, and I talked about it with you earlier, is that they were bad-mouthing Kevin Love, but I think Kevin Love's really the secret for the Cavs to make a legitimate run this year, because they got to have him back in the lineup and his skill from shooting the three-point range, because that's what's been lacking a little bit with the Cavs here lately. Well, they've been losing it. They just went ice cold out of the three-point range. And LeBron's really more of an inside type of player. You can't rely on him taking threes to do you any good. I mean, he should be inside battling with the big boys. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. We're talking to Dave. By the way, halftime of the Big Ten tournament going on as we speak. Number 2 ranked Michigan State leads Wisconsin only 4 at halftime, 32-28. So that's a halftime score of the Big Ten being played at Madison Square Garden. So before I let you go, give me your take on college basketball. Sean Miller says the coach at Arizona said, I didn't do it. They got him on a wiretap, allegedly saying he was talking about getting $100,000 to his player. The family says, we didn't get the money. He says, I didn't do it. And so Arizona has reinstated him, as per the president and the athletic director, as the coach at Arizona. And so, I don't know, Dave, somebody's lying, because the FBI came out a week ago today and said, we got 4,000 wiretaps about all this stuff going on, and all these coaching staffs have said to a T, we didn't do it, we're not involved. And the Arizona coach has been reinstated. So how do you reinstate somebody when you got a wiretap that says you did it? Or at least allegedly did it, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. The only thing I can say, it sounds like all a bunch of Democrats, if you know what I mean. They're the ones that are always, they lie, and deny. So, you know, I hate to say it, but I don't know, can you even trust anything that comes out of the FBI's mouth anymore? They've become so incompetent. I mean, with that shooting, that the people's finding out more and more information down there in Florida, that there's so many red flags that were missed, and of course they want to do a gun grab. But yeah, I think you got to let everything come out and put it out on the table for the American public, and let us decide who's guilty and who's not guilty. And I do believe in due process, so maybe they're saying, well, you know, make your case and go to court, and then we'll react from there. But you know, you just can't go on the hearsay, and especially the FBI makes all these allegations. They made a ton of allegations against Donald Trump, and we found out that they've all been half a lie. So I don't know, who in the heck can you believe anymore, Tommy?
You got it. I'm going to be with you tomorrow night.
Hey, yeah, be sure and let everybody know you're going to be riding away with Dave tomorrow night in America's Trucking Network, 700 WLW. I think the big thing to kind of watch is that Cincinnati's had 2 teams that's been really top 10 all year long, and there are potential teams that could go all the way this year with Xavier and the Cincinnati Bearcats. Both had outstanding seasons. And of course, the Ohio State Buckeyes, they finished number 2 in the Big Ten. And of course, their coach gets that $7.1 million salary, Chris Holtman. Buckeyes have been a real surprise this year. So, you know, I think I'm probably like yourself, you know, I'm going to watch the NCAA tournament, March Madness, and get all excited about that. And it'll be a lot of fun here starting off really this week with the tournament games, you know, with the conference tournament games. And then I think the tournament gets started probably next weekend, right?
Yeah, week after, yep. And so Ohio State plays Penn State today at 5:30 at Madison Square Garden. That'll be a good ball game. Ohio State and Penn State squaring off today in the Big Ten tournament. So that's going to be good.
Yeah, and Penn State knocked them off twice. So that was one of the teams there in the Big Ten that knocked them off twice, really cost them the Big Ten championship. So this is going to be pretty excited. But as far as LeBron, I'll keep monitoring everything. I read the Cleveland Plain Dealer pretty much every day. So I know he's got a lot of crocodile tears, but he's still getting a big paycheck, if you know what I mean.
You got it. Hey, I'll be with you tomorrow night. Can't wait. Again at 700. By the way, you're a part of today's show is show number, excuse me, today's show is number 700 for me. So this is the 700th show.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so and I'm going to be with you tomorrow night on 700 WLW. So 700 is a winning number as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, that sounds good. Let's bet it on the lottery tonight. Pick 3, right? Well, I don't even know is a number, but the 7. I always like 7s out there in Vegas. Well, if it comes at the right time, you know what I mean.
You got it. I'll talk to you tomorrow night, my friend. Okay. Appreciate you.
Thanks. I'll see you. Bye.
That's our buddy Dave Martin in WLW Radio in Cincinnati. And so we are, again, about out of time here on the show. In fact, we're in overtime right now on show number 700. So let me bring up, as I told you, if you're a Tennessee Volunteer football fan, you should be very excited. The Volunteers are now picking up Stanford quarterback Keller Christ, announcing that he has decided to head to Knoxville as a graduate transfer. Chris played in 23 games over the last 3 years for Stanford. 55% of his passes, 1,900 yards, 1,926 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. He took over as starter midway through the 16 season, but was benched during 17. And so he will be, again, competing with Jarrett Garantano, Will McBride, and 3-star true freshman J.T. Shrout for the starting job in 2018. So, again, Garantano led the way with the balls most of the way through 17, but finished 2-6 in games in which he had at least 12 passing attempts. So this kid's got a chance to come in and immediately be the quarterback. Hang on just a second. Excuse me, I apologize for that. For the Tennessee Volunteer football team, Stanford quarterback Keller Christ, again transferring from Stanford as a graduate transfer. He'll be eligible immediately to be in time for spring practice for the Tennessee Volunteers, again of Jeremy Pruitt. So let's run down real quick again the NBA for today. You got Toronto at Washington. That's a big ball game. Indiana, Milwaukee's a good one. Minnesota, Utah is going to be a good one. Charlotte at Philadelphia. Detroit at Orlando, Golden State and Atlanta to battle the Hawks tonight, Dallas at Chicago, Denver and Memphis, Oklahoma City at Phoenix, and the Knickerbockers in L.A. to battle the Clippers. In the National Hockey League from last night, Nashville goes into Edmonton, skates past the Oilers 4-2. They're now 40-14 on the season. Other winners last night, it was Boston, Carolina, Florida, Tampa Bay, Arizona, San Jose, and the LA Kings all getting W's on the ice in the National Hockey League tonight. Nashville skates in Vancouver against the Canucks. Predators 40-14. Vancouver at 24-32 on the season. Other games tonight on the ice, Montreal and New York against the Islanders. Buffalo skates in Florida. New Jersey skates at Carolina. Winnipeg hosting the Detroit Red Wings. The Rangers skate in Calgary. Minnesota at Colorado. It is Anaheim, the Ducks at home against Columbus. Nashville skates, as we said, in Vancouver. Ottawa against the Vegas Golden Knights. And that's what's going on again tonight in the National Hockey League. We are out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Big basketball games tonight happening in Southwest Virginia. Good luck to the Gate City Blue Devils and also the Rye Cove girls and Y Central girls and the East Side. All those teams playing tonight and tomorrow and tonight, I should say, or tonight and tomorrow rather, in the Southwest Virginia basketball tournament, as we told you earlier. Also the sub-states tomorrow night, the sectionals with the teams in Tennessee, including the Daniel Boone Lady Trailblazers, will be at home tomorrow night. So good luck to them against the Lady Wildcats of Oak Ridge. 7 o'clock tip-off. And so AAA girls, AA girls, and single A girls sub-states or sectionals tomorrow night. The boys are on Monday. And so we will rejoin you Monday for that and more as we'll talk what happened over the weekend in Las Vegas and also get the very latest in the high school basketball. And, of course, cranking up, as we said, getting ready for March Madness and all the conference tournaments cranking up next week as well. So, hey, we're out of time. Thanks to Josh Lawson, the Kingsport Mets, Beth Clendenin from the Kingsport Speedway, Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter, Dave Martin from WLW Radio in Cincinnati, and also, of course, Jason Orton, the store manager here at Food City, where the sale continues through midnight tonight. The one-day stock your shelves and save sale going on from now until midnight tonight, store closing. So as we wrap up our 700th show, we tell you, as always, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Till we greet you Monday at 11 o'clock. Until then, we'll tell you, as always, win or lose, be a good sport. So long on show number 700 from the folks again here at Food City in Churchill. So long, everybody.